Nice view, huh? Yeah. Oh, it smells good. I know before people were barbecuing around a few blocks from here. So, anyways, I just got out of the gym. I only did 2 exercises because I have to come back tomorrow to pay my gym membership because it's due tomorrow. I can't do it a day in advance if I'm using my debit card. So I figure I'm not with it today, just do the basics. 2 exercises for my legs, which went well. Take a nap, come back tomorrow before work, and then maybe take Saturday or Sunday off, like switch it up. So there's always a plan B. Now this video is called How I Manage Catastrophizing, because although when I left my place, if you saw the last live, I was feeling alright, right? But I'm gonna go here. But things went south pretty quickly when I was there because of the thinking about well, first of all, the lack of sleep affects my mood, so I really have to work on that. Not only the sleeping, but just if I don't sleep, how am I going to manage that to not be crazy and to not do something impulsive and keep ruminating and all that crap, right? So and I never know if it works out or not, but I was lucky today it worked out because it depended on the advice of someone else. So I had a meeting with the supervisor at work where I'm doing my probation, asking some questions regarding taking paid vacations and how to do all that and something else, I believe. But then I also, mentioned about CPR because when I took a class yesterday, the person teaching, who I think is the person is my go-to person, she seems to have a good temperament and listens to me and stuff like that. So that might be her. So she had mentioned, like I mentioned, that I taught CPR, and that was the reason why I came to do orderly work, to be in the health system, so I could teach the other course and maybe even teach CPR, because my boss would always send me to these living facilities to teach orderlies. So I have a lot of experience with that, 2 years, or more than 2 years. And so she suggested that I talk to my supervisor, So when I was there, I mentioned it the first time, French isn't my first language, but still, even in English, it demands clarification, because you never know what the other person is thinking when they say something that fucks me up, So I mentioned that, like she had put me down for a CPR course because you need to have your CPR on the 23rd. We're the 12th now, so in 11 days. And I asked, are we paid for that? Because it was before my work shift. So yes, so that's cool. I always have to ask these questions, so I have to make sure to always ask it. And then I mentioned my certification for instructing is up to date, and I've been doing it for 2 years, and I think she knew I wanted to be an instructor. I think the first meeting we had, I was pretty transparent. So she said, well, is it up to date? And I'm like, yeah. My instructor certificate, yeah, till December, because you have to renew every December. And she said, what I thought she said was, she said something like, keep it, but you're signed up for the course on the 23rd. And I'm like, okay. And then as the meeting was going on, in my head I was like, okay, I have to ask her again because I don't know what the fuck she meant. Of course I'll take the course, but I want to teach too eventually in the future, not now. If you need someone, because Raquel, the girl said that, they always need people, So I said, again, I'm not sure if you understood me. I said, I have a teaching certificate, and I was about to say, I'm looking to teach. Now, I'll take the course. I don't have a problem with that. But she kind of cut me off abruptly, and said, no, I understood what you said. But you're going to sign up the course. Maybe in the future, if it's valid, then you don't have to take the course. I'm like, I don't mind taking the course, especially if I'm paid for it. Are you kidding? I'd like to see different points of view, but she didn't have that openness. And I think, so today I was like pondering over that and ruminating, because it's like, before she saw me, there was another woman who came in, and it was like a shouting match, because the woman was coming in and says, no, my arm doesn't move. My arm is frozen. I can't do these movements with the elderly. I can't do it. And so she was telling her, no, you have to go to your doctor if you want to get off, and like, blah, blah, blah. And then part of me is thinking is like, she was in that mentality after dealing with that woman towards me. I'm like, did she really understand what I was saying? Because she didn't even let me say that I wanted to teach. It's like she cut me off as if she was reading my mind. But what she was saying made me think that she was reading my mind, thinking I wanted to get out of taking the course. And that's not it. I wanted to eventually teach in the future, and, no pressure. But she didn't even let me say it, And then I was ruminating more on like, oh, fuck, if this bitch rejects me and she's my supervisor, I'm about fucking quit here. Because, like, no, I'm not going to be one of these fucking old geezers with 32 years experience and hating their life. No. I want someone who can listen to me. So, see how I'm getting mad right now? That's how I was at the gym. I was getting really bad. Especially on low sleep, when I can't control the catastrophizing, right? When I'm in a better mood, with more sleep, it's easier. It's like Mystique in the X-Men. When she's keeping herself blonde as opposed to blue, part of her energy is sapped, so it's harder to control everything else, So anyways. So I said, okay. Just like the bank incident a couple of days ago. Pull back, think about what's the thing I can do before I come to my rash decision and fuck this off. I took out notes and I started typing. Well, I was typing the message anyways on the way there anyways. I always type it in notes before I send the text message because it's long, and I want to make sure there's no spelling errors, at least I try. And that it's well thought out and nothing stupid. And that I express myself properly, or at least the beginning of doing that. So I messaged the girl who suggested I talk to the supervisor about teaching from the course yesterday. And then sent it off. Took me a while to write it because I was doing it in between sets at the gym. That was my focus. And I sent it off, and then she answered me pretty quickly. And she said, no, she talked to me about it. Just send her your cards and whatever. And she'll go about all the other living facilities, see if someone needs you. And I'm like, oh, I did not get that from what she was telling me yesterday in the meeting. I got it as, and I was going to write this in the message, that this is a perceived, like, I'm like being flatly rejected. And that's an ultimate red flag for me. It's like, you reject me like that? Fuck you, Fuck you in your place. But I didn't get that from what she was saying. So I was like, oh, okay. I was all happy. There's some hope. And I said, thank you for the clarification. So, and then after that, I started feeling better. So, what's the tip? What's the learning? Realize when you're really getting inside your head and catastrophizing something and you're not 100% sure, hopefully there'll be someone that you can actually get a clarification from, or even from the person. I was like saying, should I ask her again? And I was scared to, because she was so abrupt and I didn't want to, confront her, but that's my issue. I already asked her twice during the meeting and she said, oh no, I understand you. And then afterwards I'm like thinking, I don't think you do. It didn't seem clear that you understood. It seemed like you're understanding something else. But then when I have it from this other woman, it seems like she did understand. And I didn't get that when I was there, because she didn't say anything about that. It was really unclear to me. So there you go. Get a third party, clarify, whether it be if you do it by text, which is always best. Initially, I think, because then you could write in your notes or write it on a paper or whatever, edit what you're going to say. And so it's clear what you're actually going to say, and it makes sense before you send it off. And there you go.